Hi boys and girls, I am going to show you how to make some potato scones today. And first thing we have to do, can you remember what it is? Before we make anything in nursery, what do we have to do? You're right, we have to go and give our hands a wash, don't we? So I'll see you back here in about 20 seconds after you've got your hands all nice and clean. Okay boys and girls, are your hands all clean now? Yep. Okay, let me tell you what you need. You're going to need 450 grams of potatoes, and you're going to need your grown-up that's helping you to peel the potatoes. You're going to have to wash them, cut them up and put them on to boil until they're soft. Then drain them off and let them cool down so that you can do your job. After they're cooled down, you're going to get your masher and you're going to mash them up until they're all mashed nice and soft. Okay, that's going to take you lots of muscles. You also are going to need butter. You need 60 grams of butter. You're going to need flour, 120 grams of flour, self-raising flour. And you're going to need half a teaspoon of salt. Other things you might need are a rolling pin to roll your potato scones flat, and you might need a cutter or a knife so that you can cut out your shapes. Okay, now boys and girls, I have my scales out. I've got a bowl on my scales and it's set to the number 0, you're right. And what you can do when you're measuring out all your ingredients is that you can play stop the bus. So when your grown-up is pouring the ingredients in, you can be looking at the numbers and looking to see when they've to stop, and then you shout, stop, stop the bus, and they can stop pouring the ingredients. So let's see if we can do it now with the flour. So we need 120 grams of flour. Let's make sure Heather doesn't go too far. So we're looking for a 1, a 2 and a 0. Let's see. Oh, let's see, we're nearly there. Oh, what numbers have we got there? Is it a 1, a 2 and a 0? It is, but that's not the right order, is it? It's a 1, a 0 and a 2. Let's see if we can get a 1, a 2 and a 0. Oh, it's very close. Oh. Stop the bus. 1, 2, 0. Now you can do that with all the ingredients. You look out for the numbers, and if you see a number that you know, you can shout it out. This video, you have to take your potatoes and you have to take a masher, and this is a great job, you'll love it. And you have to mash all your potatoes up. Hope you've got big strong muscles for this job. You need to squeeze them down until all of your potatoes are mashed up. So you go, you mash up your potatoes just now, and I'm going to do mine, okay? Okay, so now boys and girls, if you've got all your potato mashed, you can start putting in your butter. You can put in your salt, and you can put in half of your flour just now. So that's just a little bit. And then what you've got to do is use the big muscles we were talking about to mix your mixture until you can't see the flour anymore. Now that might take a little while, or it might go really quick. It just depends how big those muscles are. Some of you might need to get a grown-up to help you because it can be pretty tricky, even for a grown-up. Once all of your flour has disappeared, you can put some more in. If you've got really big muscles, you could put it all in. but I've only got little muscles, so I'm just putting some. And then you keep mixing it again until all of your flour disappears again. It'll start to get harder and harder after all the ingredients start mixing together, and your dough is going to get thicker and thicker. And there we go. Can you see it all going? And that's it. It's all disappearing now. Now let's add some more flour. This. Can you see it all disappearing now, all the flour? And it's turning into a dough. It's a bit like the Play-Doh we make at nursery. You'll be able to start getting your hands in now. Okay? So put your spoon to one side and you can start putting your hands in to make sure it's all mixed really well. Okay, you keep doing that until it gets a bit more doughy. Right now, boys and girls, you should have a dough like we have when we make Play-Doh, like this. And what you've got to do is put a little sprinkle of flour onto your worktop, roll your dough about in it a little bit. That stops it sticking to the worktop when you make it. And you're going to get a rolling pin and you're going to roll it out. See if you can make it into a circle. So you can. And once you've made it into a circle, you could get an adult to help you with a sharp knife to cut it into triangles. Can you remember what a triangle looks like? How many sides does a triangle have? Does it have 4? No, that's a square, isn't it? You're right, it's got 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. So you can either cut it into a triangle, or if you don't want to cut it into a triangle, you could get some cutters and you could cut it into a shape. I've got a circle one and I've got a star one, so I might try doing some of them. Okay, boys and girls, now this is when you really need an adult with you, because this is when things get really hot. Now I'm using a pancake maker, but you'll probably use a frying pan if you have one. And your mum and dad's going to make sure it's at a medium temperature. And then you get your potato scones and you get mum or dad or whoever's helping you to put the potato scones into the frying pan or onto your pancake maker, whatever you have. We're going to leave them to sit there for a couple of minutes and then I'll come back and see what's happened to them. There we go, that's us. Can you remember how many we had? How many triangles we got out of our circle? That's right, it was 4. There's 1 missing. There we go. So boys and girls, the potato scones are all cooked and this is what they look like. Don't they look delicious? I hope yours do too. Did you know that when you're making these, you can also put some cheese in them? Or you could put in some mustard. You could add a little bit of pepper. Maybe if you try a different recipe, you can tell us all about it. Bye!